Hey, fellow gamers, it's Cozy Mel, and I am here with another Palia video for you. As you can see, Naio has come to visit us on our farm. I have just gotten to level 3 with Naio, and then that was just because I gave him a gift, and I guess I was almost there, so it turned over to where I was level 3. And then I got back to my farm and he was here waiting. So I haven't talked to him yet to see what he wants, but I'm sure it's probably just to give me a gift of wallpaper since I gave him a gift, or maybe he's got a quest for us. So we'll see what he wants. Hmm, he wasn't expecting us to be here at our own house. Oh, anyway, he said he was taking a walk and he ends up here and wants to know if we need anything lifted or carried or repaired. I might as well be useful to someone. So I will pick the fire answer because I usually do and say your company is enough. And he says, I don't know if I'll be much fun. I've got a lot on my mind. Kenyatta and Mom still haven't forgiven me for the last time. I really let them both down. I want to make it better somehow, but it feels like nothing I do makes a difference. I'm Palia's worst son and boyfriend. Oh, goodness. Poor Nail. So I will probably say, I'm sure it's not that bad. And he says, you're right, it's probably worse. They'll never forget this. Oh, boy. Okay, so he just goes on and on about it. And he wants us to accept his quest to go find out if everything's okay with both of them or if they're mad at him. Now, this seems to make it feel like, he's still hung up on Kenyatta. And I know a lot of people get put off with that. They're like, well, I don't really want to continue to level up my friendship with Nao and constantly have to hear about his whining about Kenyatta. I totally understand. You do you. But it does get to the point, I think, right about now, where you'll do some quests for him that result in him asking you to make flower arrangements for his mom and Kenyatta. And you have to have 10 briar daisies and 10 of the lilies that we pick in the field in Kilima, and that's a lot of briar daisies on a low level character. But once you fulfill that quest, he gives you a gift, a prize. And from what I've heard, it's an apple seed, which would be fantastic to get this early in the game. So that's why I always encourage people to go ahead and put up with Naos nonsense. I'm also going to open my mailbox. Oh, okay. So this is from Subira. And in our last video, we had finally done all the questing and went to the party and went to the hotel. And we have met Subira a couple of times now. So I'm not sure what she wants. She just wants us to come and see her at the hotel and she'll fill us in. Now, I have not tried to make kanji yet, which was the recipe we got in the last video. So let's see if it is on our list. So it is made over the fire, not on your stove in the house. So you just have to click on kanji and then click on make, and then you wait for it to finish and you will have some kanji apparently. Now I imagine it only makes one. That's the usual when you are making something on the fire. In the house, at the stove or prep table or the oven, if you are making an item, you end up with three normally. And here, yes, we have just ended up with one. So I made it on both fires, and we can look at our UI now and see that we now have two. So we have two recipes of kanji in our bag, and it took one rice to make each kanji. So if you haven't grown a lot of rice, which I have not at this point in time, I had been focusing on potatoes and tomatoes and putting them in my preserve jars. so that I would have preserves to sell in order to make money, so that I could increase my bag space and also increase my storage space for the plot area. And so those were both big ticket items. As you know, it's for the final row in your bag, it's 25,000. It used to be 50,000, so that's a bargain. And for your iron chests, it is also 25,000. And so that takes some saving up to get that done. Or well, might have been the copper chest. But anyway, it was big ticket items. And so I was raising tomatoes and potatoes and putting them in the preserve jars and then selling the pickled food, and also feeding my worm feeders. And, if I had fertilizer I didn't need, I would sell it. If I had extra worms, I'd sell them. So it was just a money making deal for me right now. So now I need to kind of switch over and grow some things I might need in the future, like rice, because I do have some, but not a lot. Okay, so first we'll just talk to Delilah because she's got a flag over her head, and see what was going on here, and tell her that Nao was worried. And I like the one where you say, "I need some jam and your forgiveness." And she's like, "The jam I can do, but what's about forgiveness?" And you tell her that Nao is worried, and she understands it's about the pie kerfuffle. Anyway, she says she's forgotten all about it and that there'll be more opportunities in the future. And he's a good boy. He just made a mistake, and I know he won't do it again. And, she asked if there's anything else we need, and we don't have anything else right now. Of course, I chat with her because I chat with all the NPCs if I stop to see them, because it increases my friendship level. Okay, so we have talked to Delilah at 2 in the afternoon. Nao should be standing down in front of the barn. On the way to the barn, I am, of course, going to talk to Hodari because he's in town and I don't have to go all the way over to find him in Bahari Bay. So, you just say hi to him anytime you see him over here. It just saves you some time. And if you don't see him over here, you can always just run over there. I wanted to check the sharpness on my tools. They're okay. And then we'll pop down here to the barn, because that's where Nao is. See if we can chat with him, because we're going to try to chat with him every day. And every day he just gives you another fact about himself and the farm and his mom and his life, and you just read all the dialogue and you'll get to know them really well. And I'm asking him what he wants this week, and this week he would like some midge meat, so I will do that at some point. But for right now, I would like to give him a different type of gift, because since we've reached level 3, we can start to romance this character. So I'm going to give him this box of candy. You see this heart-shaped box of candy in my bag? I bought this from Zeki's store at Zeki's cash register for 200 gold. It's pricey, but this is my first character, first NPC on this character to start a romance with. So all you do if you want to romance them is get to level 3 in friendship, and then it will allow you to give them a box of candy. And he gets excited and says, "This is for me." And he said, "I didn't know you felt the same way about me." And he says he's been thinking that we're pretty cute and nice and help out a lot. And he says he was going to give us something, but, we beat him to it. So and then he turns around and gives us back the box of chocolates. Oh, he's such a charmer. But as I said, I have ulterior motives for, you know, being kind. um, to Naio because I do want to get to where I get to do the level 3 quests for him and hopefully get that apple tree seed for free instead of having to pay a million gardening medals. No, it's like 180 gardening medals or something to Bad Drew to buy the apple seed. So it takes a while to get that many, and I'd rather not have to do that. Okay, at 3:22 in the afternoon, we may still find Kenyatta at the city hall, and there she is. Okay, so we can go in and talk to Kenyatta, tell her that Nao is sorry. Nao wanted to apologize, and she's like clueless. I don't think he's ticked me off lately. We say it's about the concert, and she's like, "Oh, that." And, she says that was typical Nao. And, she acted mad to get attention, to typical Kenyatta. And she says, tell him to stop worrying about it. And we're going to see what she wants this week. And she's tired of fancy food. She wants some carrot soup. So if we have a recipe for carrot soup, it's easy enough to make her some carrot soup and bring her a gift. And we're already at level 2 friendship with her. So, we're halfway to getting her to level 4 friendship. And as I always say, we want to get one NPC to level 4. I don't really care which one, but you do you. Most people do really care. They pick out a certain NPC that they think they want to be their shep, their guardian, whatever. And so they really concentrate on that particular NPC. Um, Many times you will get Gina to level 4 first because you do so many quests for Gina in the beginning that it's just natural you talk to her more. But I have purposely gone out of my way to talk to Nao quite often just to get him to level 4 as quickly as possible. And he asked if we had a chance to talk to his mom and Kenyatta. And I'm going to say they've totally forgotten about it. He says, "Really?" He says, "That must mean they're really upset if they don't even want to talk about it." He is such a goofball. Anyway, what am I going to do? You really messed it up this time, Nero. And I'm going to say, I really think it's all okay. And he says, "No, I'm not good at talking or apologizing or all that stuff, and they must be sick of me by now. How will I make it up to them? I know, but I can't ask you to help me again." And oh, God, of course, we're going to help him again. If we live for this stuff, right? And he says he doesn't worry as much when he's around us, but he needs some briar daisies and some crystal lake lotuses. And, if we could bring them to him, he'd, owe us anything, whatever. So, flowers, basically. He wants to give them flowers. So that takes care of talking to him. And then I think if we go back, he's right here at the stables. And I think if we go back to the farm, we may have enough in our box because I have been trying to save up briar daisies on purpose for this. Now, I don't know if I have enough lotuses because I do use the lotuses in order to make the fisherman's brew because I like to use the fisherman's brew. So I do use the lotuses. And I'm just checking to make sure there's nobody here that we need to talk to because it's showing a flag here. So I'm going to assume that that might be Subira. And we had gotten a letter in the mail saying that she'd like to talk to us. So we're going to go ahead and go to Subira's room and see what she wanted to talk to us about. She does have a flag, so she does have a quest. She said she'd been meaning to speak to us about something, and Kilima was a bustling hub of trade across Palia. She's just giving you history that she thinks you may know or you may not know. And she's telling you that there are some travel routes that used to be used for smuggling, and she wants to know if we have any knowledge about that. And I'm going to say, I don't think so. I'm sorry. Because honestly, I don't know anything about what routes the smugglers take, even though I know Zeki is involved in that stuff and Reth is involved in that stuff, but I'm not gonna rat anybody out for no good reason. So she specifically asked about the routes. I don't really know about the routes. So she is going to tell us that she thinks illegal flow items have been passing through those routes, and that Majiri citizens are not allowed to do that. So trafficking of flow is illegal for true Majiri citizens. So she doesn't want to cause a panic or whatever. So she is thinking about how to handle that situation. And uh, she wants to know if we'll do the search. So I guess I'll say maybe I can help. I don't really want to help her, honestly, but I'm not sure what she's up to or who she's trying to trap or get into trouble. And I hope it isn't Zeki or Reth in the end. But, I guess the fun of it is trying to find out. So I'll say that works for me. And she says the order appreciates our assistance. So you give Subira your map and she will mark on the map where you need to go to help her out. And she does want us to, be careful. Could be dangerous. All that good stuff. So we're finished talking to Subira. And now we can either go back to the plot and grab the flowers for now, or we can go do what Subira needs us to do first. And I think I would like to get that done and then finish both things up at once, perhaps. So, because I have a feeling that Nao's already back at the farm by now. We can have a peek. Yeah, see, there's Badru and Nao and Delilah, and they're heading home to the farm for the evening. So this is probably a good time to go check out Subira's quest. Okay, we've made it over to the farm, and Nao has got the check mark over his head, so it's time to talk to him about the quest. And he says it's nice to see us. And he says Kenyatta and I were just chatting about riff rocks. And I say, here you go. And I give him all those flowers. And he says that saved him a lot of time. So he also whipped up their favorite desserts for them and tells us that his mom always says you can't be mad when you're full. Anyway, he says he'll let us know after he gives them the gifts. And there you go. One apple tree seed. Boom. Woo. That's one of the best quest rewards that you can get in the early game as far as I'm concerned. It's, I can't think of another quest reward that you get early in the game that means as much as that apple seed, because that really gets you started much earlier and much cheaper on growing apples on your farm. So that's fantastic. All right. Well, we are finished with that until we hear from him later. Okay, over here in Bahari Bay, we are near the Pulsewater travel sign. And it's kind of in the center of the southern part of Bahari Bay. And that's because Subira has sent us over here to find out about some trafficking of illegal items. And there is a flag on your map, and my arrow is right here, and Pulsewater Plains is right here. The travel point, if you travel by travel board, is right here. So in that instance, you would end up right here, and you can walk down this way. If you walked over, you came in right here at this entrance. And again, you can just follow the road. that'll get you around this way or around this way to where this point is. And you can't see this on the map if you're in Kilima. If you're over here in Kilima and you pull up the map, you won't see Bahari Bay. So you have to go over here and then pull up the map. But we had a hint from Subira herself saying that it was in Bahari Bay. So that's how I knew to come over here and look at the map. And then we can see if we can find, okay, wait a minute. That looks like our suspicious parcel. Well, that was easy enough to find. So that's not a big deal. And then we can make our way back to Subira. We should be about ready to finish this quest line up because we are back at the inn and we know that we have a quest marker in the inn and it isn't downstairs. That means it must be upstairs. So it would be to do with Subira. So we will go to her headquarters. That's her room in the hotel above the inn, the Kilima Inn, that Ashura runs. This is her headquarters, and so this is her office, and she spends most of her time here when she's not out spying. I mean, talking to people. Okay, so we're going to tell her that we found the parcel, suspicious though it may be, and she thinks it was near a dead drop that used to be a dead drop used for smuggling. So that tells her that someone is using those routes, and she tucks away the parcel. And I say, "Aren't you going to open it?" And she says, "There's a time and place for everything." And she has to report back to the order, and they will advise her on how to proceed. So basically, she's saying, "Not in front of you, idiot." So she's not going to let us see what's in the parcel. So therefore, we don't have any way to know if we're actually possibly implicating Zeki or Reth in a scheme or two. So, yeah, we'll find out as time goes by, and I guess that's the fun of it. We will chat with her since we are here, and we've already got her attention because this is our friendship level with her, and it's obviously at level 1 because we just met her. And we've already given her a gift today, so we can't give her another gift until the next real life day. So we have finished that quest line, and she has given us a reward, and we are ready to leave her, and then we will go home and plant our apple tree. That's what I'm the most excited about. So hopefully this quest line video has helped you with a couple of quests that we wanted to do. And number one is, going further with Subira. After the last two videos, it was time to go on into this one where we first start helping her spy on people. And then also with Naio getting to level 3, being able to give him his candy and start to romance him. And then actually doing the quest where we have to give him all those flowers, those Crystal Lake lotuses and briar daisies, so that he can give flowers to Kenyatta and Delilah. And that is when he rewards you by giving you an apple seed. And that's what we've been working towards since we started the game. And I first started talking to you about farming. So hopefully this has helped you in some way or another. Please ask a question, leave a comment below. I answer them all. And I'm so glad you came with me on this journey. And I really hope you'll like and subscribe and ring that bell so you know when I upload another video. And I will see you in the next one.